Welcome back, everybody, to Season 3, Episode 2, The Tragedy of the Edmund Fitzgerald. On November 9th, in 1975, the Edmund Fitzgerald set sail from Superior, Wisconsin, bound for Zug Island, Detroit, Michigan. Less than a day later, the Big Fitz, as she was called, was stuck in a storm. Still making good about 14.3 knots, the Edmund Fitzgerald attempted as hard as she could to chug through the stormy seas. Receiving an unrelenting onslaught from the stormy Great Lake Superior, Edmund Fitzgerald chugged along, plowing through 12-foot swells and facing strong headwinds. Her brave crew of 29 souls did everything they could to make sure water would not come into unwelcome areas. But the ship, continuing to plow through the storm, could not handle the mounting stress. With each wave that the ship had to handle, the bow would rise and the stern would fall, bending the ship, as if it were imitating the letter V, so much so that eventually the keel couldn't take it, and Edmund Fitzgerald broke her back, snapped in half, and sank. None of her 29 crew survived. For 13 years, Edmund Fitzgerald was the largest iron ore carrier on the Great Lakes. Her final voyage was her 748th crossing of the Great Lakes, in addition to the heartbreaking human element. The loss of Edmund Fitzgerald to her company equated to $24 million at the time of her sinking in 1975. An hour and 15 minutes after the Fitzgerald sank, the U.S. Coast Guard began a search, accompanied by two additional Great Lakes carriers, the Arthur M. Anderson and the William Clay Ford. 192 days later, the Edmund Fitzgerald was discovered 535 feet below, in two pieces, at the bottom of Lake Superior. A true champion in Great Lakes shipping, Edmund Fitzgerald at the time of her sinking was also loaded with 26,000 tons of iron ore, enough to create 7,500 automobiles. Ships are more than just hunks of metal with a crew that float. They're a vital piece of our history, and they each have a unique story of how they influence history. And in the case of the Edmund Fitzgerald and her 29 brave souls, that legacy lives on. Well, thank you everybody for watching. As always, it's been a pleasure. And tune in next week for the next episode and the new season of Ship Faced.